It's the Valentine's week and I am super excited. It's so good to have you here on One Faith on Advocate Broadcasting Network. My name is Ifeoma Etuk and it's always a joy to have you on the show. If you leave me right now, I am gonna sing. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. So it is the Valentine's week, and this week is all about love. So our topic today says true love, right? And so as we step into the Valentine's week, the world is buzzing with expressions of love, flowers, chocolates, and candle-lit dinners. But amidst the fleeting romance, one question remains. What is true love? What is true love? For those walking in faith, love is more than emotions or grand gestures. It is sacred commitment rooted in the heart of God, shaping the way we relate, serve, and honor one another. Whether you're single, dating, or married, understanding true love from a biblical perspective transforms relationships into something divine. True love originates from God. You have to know this, that true love originates from God. And we love because He first loved us. 1 John 4 verse 19. God is the source of true love. His love is unconditional, sacrificial, and eternal. It is not based on fleeting feelings, but on a decision to love despite circumstances. The greatest love story ever told is that of Jesus Christ, who laid down His life for us. Oh my God, I'm so excited that we get to treat true love today. What is true love? What is true love? And what do I want to take home at the end of this episode? I want you to be able to differentiate true love and the love that is not true. So I'm excited I don't get to do this alone. I have Pastor Dao Nwachukwu here with me to look into the subject of true love. Pastor Dao, it's good to have you on this show.
Thank you for the privilege to be here.
So how do you feel on this Valentine's week? How do you feel, Pastor Dao? Do you feel some butterflies in your tummy? Tell me about it.
Wow. You know, I feel excited that is an opportunity when we explain the true love of God. You know, sometimes people don't actually even know the origin of Valentine. And they don't actually know that it actually has a Christian background.
Please tell us. We are here for all of it.
Okay. When we talk about Valentine, it's all about the story of a Reverend Father. His name is Reverend Father Valrntine, and something happened during the war. One of the soldiers was a member in the church, and they were about to wed. One of the brothers that fought in the war was a member of the church. They were about to wed. He had a fiancée. Okay. And then before you know it, the war broke out, and he was now to fight. But what happened? And then one of the rules is that you won't get married during that period. But this Reverend Father looked at this situation, that these two people, they were in love, the brother and the sister. So against all odds, he took the risk and wedded them both. And then what happened? They came to kill the brother because of what he did. And then he said no, that he was the one that did that. So he gave his life in exchange for the brother. He took up the responsibility. He said, no, I was the one that wedded these people. So instead of you to kill this brother, you've got to kill me. So this Reverend Father Valrntine gave his own life in exchange for the life of a brother, not the sister. but the main thing to go home with is that love, whereby he gave himself. He understood, why won't I allow these people to enjoy their life? Should I allow war to separate these people? You know, a lot of things happened during the Biafran War. A lot of families were separated. There are people that lost their family members. I can remember some things my grandma told me. Some families, after some years, they just had to accept that the family members, we are dead, whether or not they were dead. So a lot of things happened. So, but this Reverend Father said, no, I'm not going to allow these lovers to just be separated by battle like that. He says, no, I'm going to take the risk to wed you people and you enjoy your life. And then he gave his life in an exchange for the life of this brother who was to be killed. So I think it's something we should meditate over. That today we use it to, you may say, yes, okay, what of the two couples? Yes, but the main thing, if not, that's why it's named after him, Reverend Father Valrntine. So if not that he gave his life, the two lovers could have also been separated by the time the brother would be killed. But he gave his life to ensure that these people enjoy their life. He died. And that should be a moral lesson that we should even learn from the angle of Christ. I would say, for God so loved the world that he gave his son. Why? Man was condemned for life. He says, whosoever believes in will not perish, but whosoever does not believe will be condemned. So God don't want us to be condemned. He doesn't want us to be destroyed. He gave his son to die on our behalf so that we'll be accepted forever. So when we see Valrntine approaching like this, which is in 3 days to come, in a few days to come now, it should be a time when we should think over God's love for us and show it to mankind. It shouldn't be a night, sometimes, that night, 14th night, is always when people change their status. Okay, a lot of things happen. But it should be a time when we should show love to one another. That brother, that sister, it's time to show love. And the true love you should show should be, and that's why we're looking at the true love, should be the God kind of love. Can you actually give your life for the gospel? Can you give your life for people? Can you say that I have determined that my life will be at stake because I want to make sure that the gospel spreads? Secondly, this person that I'm trying to deceive, is it true love? Do I really love this person? Can I actually stand? Remember what Reverend Father Valrntine did. He was able to stand for the people he wedded. So this person that I'm deceiving or doing all this for, can I actually stand the test of time? Because love is sacrificial. It means that if I cannot sacrifice for somebody, I shouldn't tell the person, I love you. That means I must learn to say what I mean and mean what I say this period.
So, Pastor Dao, I love the subject of love. Do you know that?
Yeah, your love, your love coach.
I love the subject of love enough to have authored a book, 11:59 p.m., Intimate Conversations After Dark. Now, let me talk about this book a little. The fact that it helps couples to be able to feel intimacy and romance in their homes, right? So today we have a plan, we have a purpose, we have a mission. And the mission is to be able to make our viewers to understand what true love really is about. Then if we are talking about true love, this entails that we also have a love that is not true. Right? So I want you to tell us, what do you want us to go home with at the end of the show? What do you want us to have realized? What do you want us to have realized that, by the end of the show, this is what you are going home with. This is not the true love. This is the true love. Pastor Dao, tell us. And I love the way you're going the spiritual way, because I am here to do all the balance for you.
Okay.
I am here to strike out the balance, so you don't need to worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, today is my birthday actually.
Oh my God! Happy birthday, Pastor Dao.
9th of February is my birthday. So it's like, and my name actually means truth. And we are looking at true love. My God, it's rhyming. So Valrntine love and my truth. So I'm going to say the truth.
Please say the truth, sir.
Yeah, because that's my name. Okay, now watch. At the end of this program, I want us to go home. I don't know where you're watching from, okay? I want us to set to our heart that the definition of love is sacrifice. That's the best thing we can go. And that God is love. I mean, God is the essence of love.
Yeah.
And every love should lead to God. Every love should lead to God. Any love that doesn't lead to God is not true love. True love is sacrificial. True love, God is love. I think at the end of this program, that's what you should be able to, lay your hands on.
Okay, so I have something here that I would love to read out. Before seeking love from another person, we must first of all be filled with the love of God. Only then can we give and receive love in a way that honors Him. Now we see people who want to people who want to seek love or people who want to give love, they think they want to go ahead and give love, but they do not even understand what it is or what it means to be able to give love. And there's this popular saying that you cannot give what you do not have. Yeah. But we see people every day in relationships, in marriages, you know, trying to give what they do not have. You want to be able to love someone, but you're not capable even of loving yourself. Yes, so this is why you see people go into relationships and they're ready to kill themselves for people. You know, the wrong way. Because if you're able to have loved yourself enough, then you can now know, oh, out of this or out of this measure, I can also meet to this other person. Yeah. So here, we want to be able to understand who are the people who are capable of giving love. Who can give love? Can anybody just give love? Can you just wake up one morning and you want to give love? Who can give love? Who is capable of loving even?
Okay, thank you. The truth is this. Beyond all, we must understand that love has no boundary, okay? But there's a boundary to which you can give it.
Okay.
Love on its own has no boundary. But if you really love somebody, as an extent you can go. I tell people, for example, when you say you love somebody and you are tormenting the person, you don't love the person. You see a brother who is saying, who is approaching a sister says, I'm not interested, and you're tormenting the sister every day with text message, with everything. That's no longer love, okay? So that means there's an extent. That's to say that you should be able to have it first, like you said. That means if you don't actually understand love, you may end up not giving love. So you should be able to understand love first. Because like I said, God is the center of love. So if you don't love yourself, if you don't understand God's love for yourself, if you have never accepted love before, the truth is that if you've never learned love, if you've never felt loved, if you've never seen love, if you've never experienced love, I doubt if you actually will love people rightly. Because we tend to give people what we have. So many times people think they love, but they don't know that that is not love. Imagine you grow up in an environment where love means beating people up. And then you grow up, you think that that's love, not knowing that that is not love. So many times we don't love not because we don't want to love, but because we don't actually know what it means to love. So before you say, I love others, you should be able to ask yourself, do I actually know what is love? Do I have love? Have I actually received and experienced love? That's the only person that is permitted to give love in the true nature of love.
So, you know, as a little girl, okay, is that a little girl? No, I wasn't a little girl. I was grown. I was a growing child, but enough to have understood what love is about. But then I didn't know what love is about, right? And I remember meeting this brother in church as a church girl. After rehearsals, you know, that would be the first time a brother really held my hand, Pastor Dow. You understand what it means for you to be attracted to the opposite sex. And for one reason or the other, you find an opportunity where you get to hold a sister's hand. You know, there's this electric feeling that, do you understand? Like you've been there.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So there was just this transmission that made me feel like, oh, what's happening? He's like, I love this brother. You know, so we tend to misconstrue those feelings like love. Because we interpret them as, oh, this is emotions, I really love this person. But the Bible perspective of love would be commitment. Love is a choice because you choose to be committed to someone. You're choosing to go all the way for someone. You do not mind sacrificing for this person because you love. And let us know, love is an action word. So there's no such thing like, oh, I love this person, but I can't show it because I don't know how to show it. No, love is not introverted. There is no introversion with love. Please know this. If you love, there has to be a commensurate action that shows that you truly love this person. So just the way the word says love to be, oh, all emotions, the way I feel. No, it's not about the way you feel. It's about commitment. It's about sacrifice. It's about going all the way, inconveniencing yourself to be able to stand in for someone or just show someone that you are committed to the person. And love is not convenient. We think love is convenient. No. Because love would require you to do things that, you know, things that you cannot even expect. Things that naturally would be so difficult for you to do, but love will make difficult demands on you to be there for someone, just like a mother would love a child. Let's say you're ill at the time and your daughter or your son is ill. Most of the times you even tend to forget that you yourself, you're ill, because you're seeing yourself going all the way. It's at some point I now discover, oh, I need to slow down. Maybe your body tells you to slow down. I need to slow down. So there's nothing convenient or comfortable about love. Love is inconveniencing. It is sacrifice. It's a decision. It's not something that comes and sweeps it off your feet. Oh, I didn't know. They will say, oh, I fell head over heels in love. There is no such thing as head over heels. Love is a decision. So you are going to sit down and you are going to decide, do I need to pour love on this person? What is my goal? Do I have a purpose? What is it that I'm looking at in this line? What is in this thing for me? What is God saying about this? What am I aiming to achieve when I go this way? Then you're going to make up your mind. Okay, I am not going to do this because it is not going to please God. It's not something that's going to be pleasing to God. So I am going to rechannel my emotions. Now, the emotions might be there. Do you understand? The emotions will always be there. Your body wants you to do this. It wants you to do that. But you come to a point in your life, because you have a direction, you want to be able to say, I know this is wrong. I know this is wrong, but I'm not going to do it, no matter how much I am tempted. So you have to be disciplined to be able to really understand what love is and how to fully go about it. So let's look at true love, Pastor Dal. When the Bible speaks about true love, you know, in the context of the Bible and that of God, what does God have in mind when we think about true love? What really is true love?
Okay.
And what should it look like? Does it have a shape or a form? What should true love look like? What should we expect?
Okay, you should expect. I think that is good. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I think I like using that place to explain true love. Because if you don't understand that place, you may miss it at the end of the day, not knowing what true love is. It says, though I speak, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 from this one, though I speak with the tongue of men and of angels, and not love, I am become a sounding brass, or a talking, or a tingling cymbal. It says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have all faith, so that I could remove mountain, and I have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor. So you can actually feed the poor and you don't love them. I mean, something we must understand first is that love comes from the heart. The intent of the man is very, very important. Why are you doing it? If it's to show off, then it's not love. Now, sometimes people show you love because they want to hold something against you. They want you to be indebted to them. So all through your life, they'll remind you, I made you who you are.
I did this for you.
Without me, you won't be here. Okay, so they want you to be indebted. But the true love, the truth is that I tell people, when you do something for people, forget it immediately. That's actually what the Bible said. The Bible says, let not your left hand know what your right hand did. That means including you. You shouldn't record it. So today, I did this for somebody. I tell people, the only thing you should remember is what the good thing that people do for you. But the ones you do for them, try your possible best to forget it. It is for your own peace of mind. And it also help you as you're growing.
To cut down on expectations.
Yeah, it will help you to cut down. That's why you expect nothing. The Bible says when you give, expect nothing. That's really what the Bible says. Expect. They say expect much, so you don't even cut down. You even cut it off. Okay? It says expect nothing. So it shows in the ending of it. It says when you give to the poor, and though I give my body to be burned. So I know somebody in this country now that is having issue with the police, and somebody commented, somebody said, everything you're doing is just to draw attention. And I look at it from another perspective. I may not support what the person said, and not thought of it. So the Bible says, even if you may give yourself to be burnt, that means somebody can intentionally put himself in positions
go all the way.
Go all the way just to prove a point, for the wrong motive, to prove a point, to have an opportunity. And then when the opportunity that comes, you now see the real color. So he says, even if you give your body to be burnt and you don't have love, so somebody can actually give his body to be burnt, and that is not for love. He says, it is profited nothing. He says, love suffereth long. One of the ways to know about love is that it is elastic. That means it is consistent. Constantly going to show up every time. That means if at any time, I'm
thinking about it right now. Did you say love is elastic? So you keep drawing it.
Yeah, it will never.
It stretches you.
Yeah. Love by nature, it will stretch you, and then on itself, it also goes to any length. That's what I mean. That means love goes to any length, and it has no end. What does it mean? If I can do anything to harm somebody that I claim I once loved. Somebody posted something on Facebook one day. He said that people have actually made people bad. I said no. In as much as I understand where he is going to, yet it's wrong. Nobody can make anybody bad. So if I say I used to love you, those days I loved you with everything, but now I will deal with you. By the time I'm done with you, you will know. No, it means you never loved this person. You are pretending all along. Because if you love, Bible says love is patience. It says it suffers long. Sometimes I tell people that it's between suffering and long suffering and patience, but it's not true. It's the same. But sometimes I love using the one long suffering because it expresses it means if really you love this person, there will be a time of trial to prove that you love this person. So will you be patient enough with that person that you love? So love is long suffering. That's what he says. He says it seeketh not her own. Okay, I jumped. He says love is kind. That means when I say I love this person, I must be intentional how I even offer the love. It must be in a kind manner. So love is kind. Remember, we're looking at the nature of love. This is how to know love. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not envy. That means love actually treats people with love. Let me say it this way. Let me say it another way. Somebody said something. Somebody said, if somebody, for example, wins a contract and you tell the person, and then you didn't appreciate the person well, it can be a sign of envy. Let me give you a practical example. So, there are things people say without knowing the implication.
Yeah.
For example, you tell the person, you are so lucky. No, somebody worked hard for something. It's not lucky. When you say that, it somehow means you are trying to say that this person don't deserve it. That's how envy comes. Where you feel like, this person don't deserve it. I could have deserved it more than this person. Because to you think that I put in the best. I put in the best to this. So you are not envying the person. Before you know it, those little love. Somebody said something. How that he had a client that was ready to, sponsor his business, do everything. He will bring in customers and everything. But the day he saw him he drove in with car. That was the last day. That customer never loved him. That means he expects him to remain poor so that he will keep showing love. That is not love. This is the type of person that wants you to be indebted because he wants you to keep cleaning his shoe, falling down. So just because you walked in with a car, you drove in with a car, and then everything he seized it. That means that love has envy with it. Love will never envy your success. So when you love somebody, but in your heart, you envy the success of the person, you don't love. So it says love does not envy. It says love wanted not his love, and then love perfect not. That means when I'm loving you, when I'm showing you what I call love, but I keep reminding you who I am. Remember, I senior you in age, but I just want to love you. Remember, I have more opportunity, but I just think I should love you. Okay.
Remember, there are so many sisters
yes,
around.
There are many sisters around. Thank you. Some brothers can actually do it. Even some sisters can actually do it. I remember a friend of mine. The wife will always remind him. Remember when you came? There were other, men, rich men, wealthy men around. But you know what? When they separated, go now. This is the no one going. They separated for a long time, and then all the people that she had been bragging of, nothing happened though. She later came back. So people like this, it's a privilege. I'm helping you. It's a privilege. No, and that's why I tell people, we are in the area of social media where you just give somebody a flask of food and you snap it and post on Facebook. I just saw a poor person and I helped her. What are you doing? That's not love. That's not love. That's not love. So love does not puff up. Love does not make it bold. Write it bold on the person that I'm helping you. Now, I learned something. It's one day. Okay, I actually taught somebody something. One day, I bought food for somebody, and after we ate, I told the person, thank you. The person was shocked. He says, how is it possible? You bought food for me, and you thanked me. I learned that thing from one of my friends. He will borrow me money, and I will pay back, and he will say, thank you. Then I learned something. Once I'm sending the receipt, I'm adding thank you once. Because to me, I felt embarrassed. Another person will want to, rub it to your face that I helped you. But this person is still telling, thank you for keeping to your word. That means there's something I'm not learning. This person sees it as a privilege. And I should actually also see it as a privilege that you helped me when I needed it. So even when I'm helping you, I should see it as a privilege. That's what he's trying to say. You don't puff up. I see it as a privilege. That, you know why? Because I tell people, God works with men, but God is not limited by men. It means something. Even as I see it as an opportunity that God uses me to bless you. I should actually know the truth. The truth is this: if I say I won't help you, God will not be stranded. That means it's a privilege that God is using.
God definitely will use someone else.
God can never be limited by man.
God has people.
God has people. So he says love does not puff up. The next one, it now says love does not behave itself unseemly. Love does not behave itself unseemly. The next one, it says love does not seek our own. I want to rush because I put it all of it. It says love is not easily provoked. I just said this a few minutes ago. Love does not provoke itself. Love does not think evil of people. So you see a brother, he keeps buying something for his sister, and he's targeting the day he will rape the sister. That's not love. Then, it happened in the Bible, Tamar. So immediately you just rape, and then everything vanished. It was never love at any time. So love does not seek our own. Love is not easily provoked. So if I love this person, I should be able to be patient with the person. You don't just, we live in a time when somebody I read something on social media yesterday. Somebody that just married within a month and they're already separating. So sometimes you ask yourself, was he actually love? I may not know what happened, but the truth is this: if it's really love, what happened within a month? Something must be wrong.
Pastor Dow,
something
sorry,
must be wrong.
let me chip this in. I think it's important that we note that when it comes to love, God remains our standard.
Yeah.
Because that's the mistake young people make right now. Like you just cited, you look up to people, especially couples that you see in church, and you think they should live their life in some kind of way. So you look up to them, you flog expectations on them. And let's say tomorrow something happens and they break up. And you will see people commenting, if this is the way it is, I won't marry you. I can't trust anybody. I can't do this. I can't do that.
Somebody
and these people actually mean this thing from the depth of heart, that because these people failed, or maybe because they went their separate ways, they cannot be able to love anybody.
It's not true.
Now, the thing is that we already started by saying that love is a decision.
Yeah.
Then it is possible that you can begin to love someone. You have chosen to love someone. And at the tail end, you're like, okay, you know what? I don't love you again. So what does that mean? You have just chosen to magnify the bad over the good. Because when you want to love, you're seeing the very many good things that this person is doing. So you're like, oh, he does this for me. You begin to list his attributes and all of that. So when you now say, okay, I don't love this person again. So two people who are so much in love, and tomorrow you're hearing, oh, social media, right? They've gone their separate ways. The person comes out to announce, oh, we're no longer in this. They chose not to.
But is that, because it's good to put things right, was that actually love?
In the first place?
Yes.
Because we said love is patient.
No,
love
not
is
just
kind.
that. Not just that.
Okay.
Because of the reasons why you love.
Why you love.
Yes. Bible says, while we are yet sinners.
Now,
you love somebody based, because I think sometimes we should look at it.
I asked this question before now. Okay. I said, do you ever think, Pastor Dal, now I want you to remove your pastor robe. Your pastor robe as I'm talking now.
Okay.
Remove your church robe.
Let us be real, okay?
Let's be real right now, Pastor Dal. Do you think that any man, anywhere, any woman is capable of loving the way God instructs to love?
Thank you.
Do you ever think that you can love someone, Pastor Dal?
Okay.
And this influences our choice, right? Because even when you want to marry, there are things you're looking out for.
Yeah.
That is why you're not going to marry a crippled, right? There are things you're looking out for. You're like, okay, I want someone that is this, someone that is that, someone that's in line with my purpose, someone. So you're making a choice in your mind. So ranging from the time that you begin to make your choices, and I'm asking this question again, can anyone truly love
the way God
the
loves.
Bible way? It is patient.
Okay.
It is kind.
No.
It does not count your wrong. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And these things they are not a walk in the park.
Thank you very much. Now, see where I'm coming from, okay? Because it's good you understand. Like I said, love on its own knows no boundary. But there's an extent to which you can love. Okay. Now, let me explain what it means. God, in loving us, did his part. That is a part he can never do because he loves us. God did not save all of us, but he died to save us. Yet, we still have the part we play, which is our faith in him. If you don't receive that love, it will not work for you. Now, what does that mean? Now, when I'm actually loving, because number one, you have to love from the place of understand. That's why I tell people. That's why we tell people. Okay, when they want to get married, if you tell a person minus the good parts, what and what
have you
do
factored in?
Yes, very, very important. Do you know? Like I tell people, everybody on earth can be marriable, no matter what we say. They may say, "This is that with this your bioko, with this your heart, bad hearts, you're not going to marry." Yet you get now. I tell people, now, this sister has hot temper, no problem. Have you seen it? Is it what you can handle? Very, very important. Love does not deny. That's what I want you to understand. Love does not deny that you have weakness.
Your imperfections.
Love, no. So my point is, when you love somebody only based on the good parts, that is not love. Because when you say it's decision, that means you should actually see every angle. You not say, I've decided that I can cope with this. So now, what it means is this. Before I say I love a sister, I love somebody, I should be able to know what is the extent of this my love. Is it based on the things have assumed on my head, or is it based on reality?
Pastor
This sister, does she do this? Does she have this? Is it something? For example, now I've seen a brother say, despite the fact that this sister, I know his choice. He's the type that he something created by God. He will only recognize it when that sister is beautiful. If you are not beautiful, we would doubt if God created you, okay? But this brother now is about to get married, and he's telling me, this sister, I know that she's not beautiful. Are you getting me?
Oh, wow.
So that's the point I'm coming. So at that point, he's laying down some things.
Because he sees much more important
yes,
things.
he sees much more important things. So that's why I said, before you say I love, you have to look at that your love. Is it actually true love? Because love does not say that they are nothing bad. They are not, the negatives are not there. The love is saying, despite the fact I've seen the negative, I have decided that I will bear with this. I've chosen to bear with this.
I have decided
yes,
that I'll bear with this.
That's why if you read the book of Romans, it says, your sins and iniquity will I count no more against. Now watch. He didn't say you will stop. Because God knows it's not possible.
For you to stop.
He says, no, he doesn't. But he says, I will never count it against you. That means, I know, when John wrote it, 1 John chapter 2, he says, little ones, I write unto you that you sin not, but if anyone sin. He says, that means he's saying, no matter what, I know that I'm trying my best that you will not sin. Even you are trying yourself not to, but even if you sin. Now, that means love gives room. True love should actually give room for that. So before you make a decision, don't just make the decision out of what you've, factors in your mind. Then you say it's love. No. That's why we are here. We need to put people right. That some things we call love is not actually love. That's what I'm trying to say. And
there's also a part where people go all on and deceive people.
Yes. People go and deceive. So when you see deception, the truth is this. That's why I say there's an extent. Love on its own has no boundary. But the person showing love has a boundary. There's an extent you can't go. Because love cannot be found in deception. Very, very important. So when somebody is deceived, you can't say it's love. That's not love, because that's deception. That's why we tell people, even God, that's why the Bible talks about faithfulness. The Bible says if two does not agree, that's why he talks about if two shall agree. So that means there must be an agreement between two. When there is deception, there is no agreement. So love has to do with a lot that we have not been talking about. So when there is deception, you cannot say it's love. For example, you say you love somebody, and you have 3 children out of wedlock, and you never told him you have these, and then there are many secrets you're about to reveal. And then by the time you reveal it,
now you want to break the table, Pastor.
You can't actually say it's love. No, very, very important. You need to understand this.
Yeah.
That means that foundation is built on lies, hypocrisy, because a lot of things are yet to be revealed.
And deception.
Yes,
especially
deception.
Especially when you know that this in the future poses as a threat.
Yes, this is a very big issue. I know somebody, a friend, he was busy training his children. His children. For years.
Oh my God.
And one thing with this thing, I tell people, the truth is this. Sin begat sin. The truth is, I tell people, if you can hide some things, it means there are much more to it. So love cannot be lied about. You shouldn't force somebody to love you with lies and deception. Then it is not love. So
okay, so we are going to go on a short break, Pastor Dow, because this angle you're going, I mean, we will get to the root of it. So we're going to go on a short break, and when we get back, I shall tell you a story that will change your life. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Stay connected with us across all our social media and streaming platforms for exclusive news updates, captivating stories, and more. Join the ADBN community today via our various platforms on Avo TV app, ADBN Channel 121, Niger TV app, ADBN TV, Limex World TV app, ADBN TV. To get the latest news straight to your phone, join our WhatsApp channel. Just search for ADBN TV and hit the follow button. Turn on your notification to stay updated and never miss any part of the experience. Stay in the conversation with us across our social media handles.
So it's good to have you back on this show, and we cannot even wait to exhaust the subject of love. So this says true love isn't about what we can get, but about what we can give, right? It means putting our spouse's needs before ours, listening with an open heart, and extending grace even when it is undeserved. Now, I just said I was going to tell a story when we get back from the break. I know this man, Pastor Dow, a mighty man of God who, he loves his wife, right? He does everything that tells you that he loves his wife. And so there's this kind of life that he lives. He also loves women. So he goes all the way to also approach other women and have things to do with them. And so because I am close to him, and I said to him, how are you able to do this? Because I mean, do you know this thing they say, being faithful to your spouse and all that? Being unfaithful takes a lot of work, because you need to keep or constantly cover your tracks, and you need to keep telling lies, and the lie will beget another lie and another lie and another lie. And he said something to me, and he said, IJ, I speak her love language. I said, really? How do you do that? So he began to tell me, oh, physical touch, acts of services, quality time, giving gifts, you know, all of that. So what he does is that he speaks this woman's love language. And so when he does that, when he helps the woman do things around the house, acts of services, he buys gifts for her. This is how this woman interprets love. So there is nothing in this woman's head that ever gets to tell her that, oh, there's something happening around here. Because he goes ahead and deceives her and speaks her love language. And that is not love. Because if I love you, even if you're there or not there, your presence or your absence does not determine how I love and how I do not love. So this talks about putting some other person before you, the person's needs before you. You know that there's something this person is expecting from you, and you just go ahead and choose not to do it because you know that you can cover your tracks well. And this is where heartbreak comes in. Like someone now discovers that, oh, this person has been living this kind of life over time, and so your heart's broken, and so marriage tears apart, and a lot of things begin to happen. So if you say you want to be able to tap into true love, you have to be at that point where you become open. Do you know that there's such a thing as being vulnerable, Pastor Dow? Yeah. Like you have something that, or maybe you have a besetting sin. Let's be very frank right now. You have something that happens to you, or you see something as a young woman who understands the way her body works, who is in touch with her feminine side. You see something that makes you feel like, oh, something that makes you feel like you want to be unfaithful, and you get back home and you're trying to be accountable. That's if you know the kind of person you are married to. Some people will say, I was, talking with a young woman, and she says, IJ, this thing you said now, if I say it to my husband, in 2 minutes I'll be in my village. So there are actually people who cannot handle when you're vulnerable with the truth. There are also people who are looking for you to be open so they can help you grow. So I'm trying to say, if you actually love the way you expected to love, then you can be able to take in some things that you can take in and help some other person on the person's journey. So love requires that you are going to be patient. It requires that you're going to be kind. And kindness extends to how you live your life. Kindness extends to how you're working so hard as to not hurt the other person. You do not hurt people intentionally because you expect that when you go to them, they readily dish forgiveness. So because you say, oh, I also know this, being someone who listens to a lot of couples, the person will say, oh, she knows that when we don't pray together, or if she has the hurt in her heart, prayers are hindered. So you're banking on the fact that because you know your wife wants to be in tune with God, she wouldn't want prayers to be hindered. So you begin to hurt her. And so when you get back to her, she forgives you. Why? Because she doesn't want prayers to be hindered. So you take undue advantage of the kind of person you're married to. So what we're saying right now is that true love will not do that. True love will not go ahead and deceive you. It will not steadily hurt you, step on your toes. Yes, if somebody loves you truly, if the person is even going to hurt you, Pastor Dow, it's going to be unprecedented. You know the way I'm sorry. I didn't know that this thing is really going to hurt you. Oh, I didn't think it that way. Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional. But there's such a thing as sitting down and planning.
Planned everything, crafted your exit and your...
And planning. And of course, most of these things we talk about in marriage, Pastor Dow, you have to sit down and strategize.
Yeah.
If you're not a good strategist, you can't carry them out.
It's true now.
You can't carry them out.
It takes a lot to fornicate, to talk more of adultery.
Do you
because
understand?
You plan yourself. For example, I'm a pastor now. If I'm to do it now, I'll plan myself.
You're going to fix counseling, Pastor Dow.
That's
a please.
That's true. You're going to be strategic. What are the words you will use?
Yeah.
What are the strategies you put in? Which city will you even go? Because you are careful about where people don't know you well. So you not pattern yourself. How will I dress? Should I cover my face?
It takes a lot of stress.
I tell people, when people say it was the devil, I say, shut up. It's not true. Because it took you time to plan this thing, my friend. So the truth is this. True love will consider things. Love is considerate. The truth is this. Many people lie. Many people are not really out to love. That's just the truth. Because like you said, I deal a lot with my friends. And many times I ask myself, before I say things, I ask myself, will I be able to meet up with it? Okay. That means I consider my words even before I say it. When I tell my friend, oh, I'm coming to your house, that means I'm indebted to it. As simple as that may sound, I understand that I'm in debt of my words. Because why? For trust, there's something my auntie told me one time. He says that where there is no trust, love will be hard. Because when you are trying to love somebody, you find it hard to trust the person because several times the person have said a lot of things that the person couldn't keep. That's why you talk about deception. The person is not trying to deceive you, taking advantage of, because the person knows that maybe you're a type that you can't stay an hour without forgiveness, that you can't actually stay an hour with having grudges in your mind. So the person wants to take undue advantage. The truth is this. When we say we truly love people, we must be intentional about it. We would ask ourselves, what are the things I would do to ensure that I actually love this person? So when the fruits of love is not showing forth, that means the truth is that you don't really love the person.
So the most beautiful love story is between Christ and his bride, right? Because we said Christ is an example.
Yeah.
The church, his love is unwavering, sacrificial, and eternal. In relationships, we are called to mirror this love. You know, the love between husband loving his wife. So we are called to mirror this love in relationship. Can we really, Pastor, I just keep asking this question. How can we love like Christ does?
Okay.
You know, like Christ loves the church and gave himself. That's what the scripture says, right? Yeah. And gave himself for the church. Especially in relationships where people are so hot-tempered now. You know, you hear people say, oh, I don't take such. I don't take this. I'm not wired that way. This is not the way I'm wired. And I ask people, this is not the way you're wired. Are you not supposed to be improving yourself on the go? Yeah. You know, hear someone say, you see, I'm actually very hot-tempered. I don't do like this. I'm like, so do you like it the way you are? You don't understand the fact that you should keep improving on yourself. That your hot-tempered is not something to be boastful about.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't pride. You know, in being hot-tempered and being very, very angry all the time. It's not something you should be boastful about. So I think we need to get back and reevaluate. Think about it. You're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, you're in a union, you're married to someone. How are you able to extend love? Are you really loving, you know, in the right sense of the word, love? Are you putting the other person's needs before yours? Are you skimming your way through? Are you devising to hurt people? Are you deceiving people because there's something you're looking at, you know, something you want to gain from them? How are you even loving people?
I think the foundation of everything is understanding God's love first.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The truth is that if you are overwhelmed with God's love, there are some things that are no longer issues. You see people brag, like you said, people brag in the fact that, hey, I hardly forgive people. I can't do this for somebody. Me, in the name of love, it shows that you yourself, you are even yet to understand God's love. The love of God is yet to be expressly, poured out through you. It means that you yourself, you are yet to eat it. You are yet to understand and digest God's love. The truth is that if God's love truly is in you, it will be finding expression. God's love speaks. God's love guides. So the first thing you should actually do is to immerse yourself with God's love. And it will only come through the word. Subject yourself to the word of God. And that's why Paul said, be not conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal. It means I must accept that I have issues. Sometimes we are here to accept it. We brag over it. Me, I cannot do this. I cannot. No, we should be able to tell ourselves, no, I subject myself under the authority of the word to do what the word says. So if the word says I can actually love, it means I can love. Like you said, the truth is this. It is possible to love the way Christ loves. It is possible. But the possibility will come from the place of the word. Because Christ's ability is in the word. So until we see Christ, for example, you see, how can Peter deny Christ 3 times? Yet Christ came back and sought after him. And he didn't even remind him, Peter, the other day you reminded me 3 times and now you are here. No. He went after him. And look at the question. Lovest thou me? Lovest thou me? So he understands that because I love someone doesn't mean that the person will not have flaws. No, he understood his weaknesses, yet he understood that he has the heart to keep following. So in loving people, we don't give up on people. So we can actually love the way Christ loves.
It is his will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. So it's Valentine's week, and we're wishing you true love, that which comes from God alone. We love that you have stuck with us onto the show, and we cannot wait to have you on our next episode. We love you. Bye for now.